I'm coming from bottom to up. Okay, 2 minutes or 3 minutes ago, I received one request. 1912, 92, 1430, Vinukonda, no marriage. This is BV Reddy Garu. This is a girl chart or boy chart? Are you there? The man has not come. Anyway, either way, the rules are the same. I'm taking that chart up because he said 92. This is what it is, 33-year-old. Probably no marriage is what he's indicating it. I'm not very sure. Because 33-year-old, the person, if he's a male, he can still, get married, right? 33-year-old boy. A lot of people are getting married late these days. I'm assuming this is a girl child. December 12, 1992, 1430, Vinukonda. Acha. Okay, BV Reddy has joined. BV Reddy Garu, this is your chart I've just picked up. This is a girl or a boy? December 12, 1992, 1430, Vinukonda. BV Reddy Garu. Ammaya, Abbaya, this is a girl or a boy?
అబ్బాయి అమ్మాయి ఇద్దరు సార్ 2018 బాయి 2020 అబ్బాయి.
Kadandi, what you have sent here, December 12, 1992.
December
December 19th, 1992.
బాయ్.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
33 years కదా ఇంకా పెళ్ళి అవ్వచ్చుగా.
అంటే ఇక్కడ ఒక చిన్న ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది సార్. నేను వివేకానందుడికి శిష్యుణ్ణి అని అంటున్నాడు, పైగా అమ్మాయిలతో తిరుగుతున్నాడు.
I'll translate for other people.
వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ వాళ్ళందరూ మ్యారేజ్ చేసుకోమంటే మాత్రం చేసుకోవట్లేదు.
ఓకే సో వివేకానంద శిష్యుడు అంటున్నాడు. తర్వాత ఏం చెప్పారు? బివి రెడ్డి గారు,
నేను వివేకానంద శిష్యుని అంటాడు, మళ్ళీ వివేకానందను ఫాలోఅప్ చేస్తున్నాడు, కానీ రోజుకు ఒక అమ్మాయితో తిరుగుతున్నాడు. అట్లా నేను యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కదా, కానీ మ్యారేజ్ మాత్రం చేసుకోనని ఆ పట్టుదలతో ఉన్నాడు.
ఓకే, సో వాట్ హీ సేస్ ఇస్, ఫర్ దోస్ హూ డోంట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ తెలుగు, what Mr. Reddy is saying is, this person claims that he is a follower of Vivekananda, but he has many relationships with many girls, but he doesn't want to marry. పెళ్లి చేసుకుంటాను అనట్లేదు, అంతేనా?
పెళ్లి చేసుకొని అంటున్నాడు.
ఓకే,
చాలా ప్రయత్నాలు చేస్తున్నారు, అయినా కానీ చేసుకోను నేను, కానీ రోజు ఒక అమ్మాయితో తిరుగుతాను అంటాడు. మళ్ళీ
రోజు ఒక అమ్మాయితో. ఓకే,
అలా జరగటం తప్పేం కాదంటున్నాడు. మళ్ళీ
మనం పర్సనల్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళాము. we don't get into people's personal life. So what I'm trying to understand is, whatever this person is saying, is it matching with the chart or not? First, always check that. Okay, then only you can predict. Please don't predict blindly without correcting for the events. I'm not saying please go and ask the person, whoever is submitting the events. Okay, however, if you have 2-3 events, it is easy to actually correlate with what the person is saying. See here, first is, whenever you get a chart, always see what is the nakshatra of the lagna. Okay, the nakshatra of the lagna is Bharani, first charana. Okay, now if I move this lagna, always move lagna 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. If I move this Lagna to 5 minutes before or 10 minutes before, what happens? Just check. Okay, it will always go one pada backward or one pada forward. It always happens. Now let's suppose, sorry, I think, what is the time that is given? 14:30. Okay. Bharani first charana, 14:30. You can also check from Navamsha when the Lagna changes. From here also you can check 9 minutes or 2 minutes. So this time, whatever is given, please don't believe this as correct. Always suspect the time. Okay. Then check this nakshatra. What is this nakshatra all about? What is Bharani all about? Bharani is Yama, right? Bharani is Yama. Yama did not want to marry. Okay. So you have to relate to the story of the person. Okay. Yama did not want to marry. There is one more story. Yama also is happily married, but most of the people say that Yama is unmarried. Okay. And Yama stands for what? Dharma. Okay. So the person has to stand for dharma. Okay. This will be the intention of the person. Now, also check where the Lagna Lord is placed. Okay. You have not concluded it there. Check where the Lagna Lord is placed. Aksha, I request, North Indian chart viewers, please use the birth data, cast your North Indian chart, because I can only display 2 charts. I absolutely need the East Indian chart. I'm not comfortable with any of the other charts. So I am retaining my East Indian chart and displaying the South Indian chart here. North Indian viewers, open either your laptop or your mobile, draw your North Indian charts, please. Okay. Now look at Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord is in Cancer. Okay. Lagna Lord is Mars. Mars is in Cancer. Now look at Lagna Lord's dispositor. Okay. Lagna Lord's dispositor is Moon. Moon is in Swati Nakshatra. Okay. What does Swati Nakshatra represent? Swati Nakshatra represents lots of opportunities. Okay. Lots of opportunities. Right. So first Lord dispositor is in Swati, and also the first house is in Bharani. We will forget the first Lord completely. We will only take the first Lord dispositor and Lagna Lord Nakshatra. With this, we have to say what is happening about the person in one line. One is the person has to follow dharma. The person may be unmarried. We have to check. How do we check marriage? Based on the 7th house, not based on the 1st house. So even if the 7th house also shows there is issues with marriage, then we will say, okay, that part of life is a problem. So basically the person with Bharani in Lagna and Swati, the Lagna's dispositor, whoever has any problems in understanding what are all those characteristics that the person is representing, if you don't remember them, go to the website freevedicastro.com, go to study, go to those nakshatras and understand I have given all the significations there itself. You can see Bharani here. See, this is Yama. There can be traits here. Continuously working without break. Okay. Differences with mother. Okay. Mother to differences unnaya Reddy garu.
ఎవరి మాట వినడు అతను. ఫస్ట్ వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ చెప్పినా వినడు, మదర్ చెప్పినా కూడా వినడు.
ఓకే. డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయా మదర్ తో కొట్లాట్లు, ఇంట్లో ఉండకపోవడం, ఇంట్లోంచి వెళ్ళిపోవడం?
ఉన్నాయి.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
ఓకే.
ఎవరితోని కలవడా? ఎవరితోని మాట్లాడు? ఎవరితోని కలవడు?
అందరితోని, అంటే ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళతోటి వాళ్ళు చెప్పిన మాట వినడు. మళ్ళీ బయట ఫ్రెండ్స్ తోటి వాళ్ళతోటి కలుస్తాడు.
ఓకే. You can list out all these traits, and also you can look at each house here. Okay. This person can be first in the family to achieve something. So he is trying to get into sannyasa or do something which is very odd, which is not previously done in the family. This person can be very learned as well. Do not think Bharani is only bringing in bad traits. Okay. Now you have to see the person can be like Yama. That means who can stand for dharma, or who does not want to marry, or who fights with mother, or who does not like, mother as moon, so who does not want to remain in the home, who wants to go away from the home. All these are the traits of Yama. Okay. And he also wants to transcend into different, because Yama did not want to live where he was born. He wanted to transcend to Naraka. He made a path for himself. Nobody traveled to Naraka before. Naraka means the hell. Okay. Yama is the lord of death. He rules the hell. So he made a path for himself. He traveled to hell first. He was the first person to travel to hell. He took up hell intentionally so that I will be the first person there. Okay. These are all those things that may be visible in one or the other way in the person. Now you have to keep checking the other houses to understand. Now you see Swati. Look at the 7th house. You have moon in the 7th house. Everybody read about moon in the 7th house. I have done a video on moon in the 7th house. What does moon in the 7th house will show? Many relationships with many women. Ustad has a question. Okay. Relationships with many women can be possible. Okay. What does Swati show? Swati is opportunities. Many opportunities to, have relationships with many women. How do we know whether it is true or not? You can also look and see the disposition. See what moon is dispositing. Moon is dispositing a retrograde Mars in Punarvasu Nakshatra. Okay. Mars is a planet representing bachelorhood. Okay. Mars is a planet who wants to, give up bachelorhood as well, or have many relationships as well, or not have any relationship at all. Both can be possible. There can be a little extremity, or it can so happen that the person is interested in a marriage with any girl or union with any girl. As long as she's a girl, it is enough. Okay, these are all the possibilities that you can have. Now, you can also see the Navamsha to understand, but the only thing we need to know is the Navamsha has to reflect the personality of the person. I have not taught Navamsha as yet, but if it is a Leo Navamsha, the person will be, when he meets his friends, he will always ensure that he is on the center stage, right? He is a person who always wants people all around him. Look at sun and the solar system. How are the planets revolving around? Planets are all revolving around the sun, and sun is the center point for the whole of the solar system. Why all the solar system is existing? Because of the presence of sun. Because sun is exerting a pull over all these planets, and each planet is revolving in their orbits. I mean, by and large, there can be so many forces keeping them in the orbit, but by and large, the major thing is the sun. So the person, whoever has a Leo Lagna, unless afflicted by, Saturn kind of a planets, either in the Lagna of the D1 or the D9, usually the person takes center stage in the place of his peerhood, in the place of his peer group. So when he meets his friends, he takes a center stage. If he is not given a center stage, he leaves that place. Okay. So is this quality matching? Now, a little while ago, the person confirmed in Telugu that this person meets, all his friends, but he is not very comfortable talking to parents. Okay. Particularly when you have Mesha, that means the Aries in the D1, and Navamsha D9, the possibility is there of this, I think what we can do is we can try and see how long the Lagna is changing. I mean, how in what span of time is the Lagna changing? the Lagna changing in Navamsha is at 9 minutes to 2 minutes. Okay. For everybody's understanding, I'm telling everyone that I'm using the traditional Lahiri as the Ayanamsha. Okay. The Ayanamsha that I'm using is traditional Lahiri, the second option in the Ayanamsha. Okay. And everything else, just click on, for calculations, just click on restore default calculation options and then go to calculations and set the Ayanamsha as traditional Lahiri. This is what will be visible. Despite that, a few people complain a few degrees are not matching here and there. I don't know why. I'm not very sure, but it's still okay. You will still be there because most of the life, unless it is a twin horoscope, most of the life will be based on D1, D9, D10 because everybody asks about material questions. I have done another article on, not marrying. You can go to study, you can go to Navamsha, unmarried, okay, or Brahmacharya. There is an article here. Reddy, you can please read this article thoroughly. Okay, there are so many steps from where you can understand. I have also done examples only in Telugu. We have not done these in English because Telugu is a little older channel. Okay, if the person does not want to marry or if he stay unmarried, you can do it from these combinations so that you will understand that. Okay, so look at the 7th house. The 7th lord is Venus. Venus is in Saturnine, Saturnine place. So Saturn is in Shravana. Venus is also in Shravana. Okay, when you have, I have not still taught you the combinations, but when you have Venus and Saturn and such close conjunctions also aspected by Mars, there can be possibility of loose relationships as well. I have made one more article on how to time marriage. You can go here from the Navamsha to the Navamsha. You can see timing of marriage. Ustad, yes.
Sir, if in this case there is a loose relationship, then will that also become the talking point of the people? Because you have taught that fourth from the sun will receive the highest light.
Yeah.
And in this chart, 12th house is receiving the highest light.
Correct.
So in case the loose relationship happens, that will not remain hidden, I think. Am I correct in thinking so?
That's correct. And also
Thanks.
you can talk about the 12th house thing. His spirituality is also not hidden. He said that he wants to follow Vivekananda on one side. Okay. This guy has a little split personality kind of a thing, right? Because moon is aspecting him, the Lagna. Okay. He wants to be emotionally there because your Lagna Lord is in moon's place. Moon is aspecting Lagna. He needs emotional support. He wants himself to be completed by the other gender. This is what, when you have your Lagna Lord in lunar sign, like the moon thing, your Lagna is connected completely to moon now. Your Lagna is in Cancer. Moon is aspecting the Lagna. So he wants some emotional support from someone. Okay. But you have to apply all these first and at last come to Lagna Lord placement, etc. Not every time these things can be true, because these can be very innerly inside the person, like the Lagna Lord placement, Lagna Lord being in the 4th house, being in the Cancer, all these things will be, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, गड़े रहेंगे, अंदर रहेंगे. They'll be very, very internal thing. Only when you know the person very, very closely, that's when you will understand, okay, this person needs a huge emotional support. And women, 4th house is all women, right? He needs emotional support. And moreover, Bharani cannot seek support from mother. Okay. So he can get that emotional support only from women. I have not corrected the time intentionally because I'm very sure this is Bharani. Look, you guys have to ask questions. If you're not asking questions, it is difficult for me to, contemplate what questions you have. कुछ भी सवाल पूछना है पूछ सकते हो. Okay, don't worry on whether this question is relevant, irrelevant, or anything. Whatever comes up to your mind, please go up and ask. Okay, look at this Shravana. Look at this Shravana. Shravana usually does not have any problem related to marriage, right? But Shravana has one problem. You remember Vishnu Shronaha Pruchamanaha. You remember the shloka, right? On the Shravana. If you do not, please go back and read the shlokas. These are very, very important. If you by heart them, it is very, very easy for you to actually predict anything. Sorry. Right? Go here. I think the few of the things have gone off. Vishnu Shronah Pruchamanah Parastat Pantha Avastat. Okay. So the person first, or the seventh thing first, seeks what has happened. Pruchamana is the questioning. Pantha is deciding what is the next action. Okay. If it looks like it is very, very new to you, whatever I'm teaching, I have taught enough of the nakshatras. Please go and read the nakshatras. However, if you remember Vishnu Shronaf Pruchamana, the story of Bali. Okay. Bali Raja. What happened when Bali was giving away all the land to Vamana? The Acharya, the Shukracharya said, Bali, this is Vishnu who has come up to you. He is going to, what is he doing? He is taking away all the land and he will give it back to Indra, right? So he has warned, Shukracharya has warned Bali, but Bali did not listen. What happened ultimately? Bali was okay, Vishnu was okay, but who got the damage? The damage was received by the Venus. Venus is the wife, right? So if Venus or the ninth lord gets into Shravana, that is when there is a bigger problem. So now Venus is there, and also the disposition of Venus as well is in Shravana. So there can be a problem of, to the seventh house. Okay, but I'm seeing I believe as of now that okay, what is the other way of looking at it? Not having marriage. The first thing is you need to have some connection of the Badhaka Lord with the 12th house. So the 12th house is Pisces. The Badhaka is either the Rahu or the Saturn. Right now, Saturn is aspecting the 12th house. Okay. However, there is a timing of marriage that we have given. What is the other thing that we have to see? 7th Lord aspected or conjoined or, disposited into 5th or 7th houses. Right now, with this horoscope, I cannot see either these 5th Lord in the 7th house, 9th Lord in the 7th house is not there because Moon is the 4th Lord. And Venus is the 7th Lord associated with the 10th, 11th Lord. And aspected by 5th Lord here, but there is no dual aspect. I mean, Moon is not aspecting back the Jupiter. Jupiter is aspecting Venus. Okay, if you are not conversant what I am talking about, please go to Brahmacharya Yoga. I am talking about the 7th Lord connections to 5th or 9th house, or 7th house connections to 5th or 9th Lord, both in D1, Rasi Tulya Navamsha, and also in the D9 chart. All three you have to see there. Okay, it does not seem to me that this person will. Anyway, I mean, see, if the person is having relationships, okay, then in Vedic astrology, it is difficult actually to differentiate between relationship and a marriage, because if it is lasting for at least 6-7 months, then it is still considered a marriage. So it's very difficult to say it from here whether the person will have a with using just the D1, whether the person will have a very stable marriage or not. But always use the Rashi Tulya Navamsha. I will teach you a few things. I don't want to talk too much right now without having taught you Rashi Tulya. However, a few simple rules will work. Rashi Tulya, use the Rashi Tulya. Rashi Tulya means use the same Lagna of the D1 back in the D9, okay, and check how your Venus, how your 7th Lord is and how your 1st Lord is. Your 1st Lord is again is in moon sign, conjoined Saturn. 7th Lord is Venus, is in Gemini sign. Okay, so 7th Lord being in the 3rd house in Gemini sign can show multiple relationships. Okay, now see the 7th Lord be from the Navamsha Lagna. Navamsha Lagna is Leo. From Leo onwards, 7th Lord is placed in the 12th house. Okay, so this person is not willing to marry for different reasons. Okay, here also the 7th and the 9th Lord are conjoined together from the Rashi Tulya Navamsha, which can also show a disinterest in marriage or who wants to take up brahmacharya. Okay, this is what the whole article is about, unmarried or brahmacharya. Please go through this. There are so many rules. More the number of rules that are matching, okay, more is the chance of staying unmarried. Ustad, yes.
Sir, in this chart, you said that Venus is in the Gemini sign of the D9.
Yeah.
It is with Jupiter. So, will it not give more probabilities of the person being inclined to hearing multiple number of gurus rather than multiple relationships, because it is with the guru and it is in the house of Guru Upadesha?
No, it doesn't work. D9 doesn't work like that. D9 works first on the Rashi that the Lord is placed in. Okay, you have
like
to
you said, na Rashi Tulya Navmansh. From there,
yeah.
it is in Guru Upadesh house.
No, from the Rashi Tulya Navamansha. See, Rashi Tulya is Aries is the Lord
Aries.
Lagna, right?
Aries,
okay.
yes.
7th Lord is in which Rashi? Gemini, right?
Gemini, and it is with 9th Lord Jupiter.
No, first is 7th Lord is in the Gemini. Okay, Navamsha Jupiter has a very different meaning. Okay, when I teach now Jupiter in Navamsha, I'll tell you, wherever your Jupiter is, that is where your high sexual drive is in the Navamsha. Okay, if your 7th house gets connected to Jupiterian thing in Mercury and also Mercury, it means there is a high libido. Okay, this is a very difficult statement. Don't try to apply it everywhere. Okay, it may not still work. It may not still work. You have some exceptions, especially in Gemini. You know what is Gemini in Hindi? What is the name for Gemini in Hindi? What is the name? Rashi.
Mithuna.
Right.
Maithuni. Mithuna.
Yes.
Maithun.
Maithun means what? Okay. Maithun came from Mithuna, right? So it's a sexual house. Okay. The chart will say everything.
Okay, but it is I read it that it is also for Guru Upadesha.
That's why I said, so it is for the 3rd house. You're mixing up Gemini and 3rd house. 3rd house is different. Gemini is different.
No, you said take the Rashi Tulya Navmansh. So from there I am seeing.
Beta, the Rashi Tulya Navamansh has to be seen from Aries. Right? Because Aries is the Lagna. What is Rashi Tulya Navamansh?
Make the Aries the ascendant and then see everything from there.
Correct. So your 7th Lord is in Gemini. Okay. That is the first thing you have to see. Because Parashara said, use your lords of the places, of the Rashis first. Then use the places. We are using it wrongly. Understood?
Okay, okay.
Okay, it is not Guru Padesha in Gemini. Especially when Jupiter is also there. Because Jupiter is the Putra Karka. Your doubt is clarified, or you're still unhappy? You can still ask a
No,
follow-up
no,
question.
my doubt is clarified now.
Okay. Use the Lord of the Rashi in the Navamsha first. Then go ahead and think of something else. Prashant has a question. I welcome
Yes.
questions.
So, in the Rasi Tulya Navamsha, by considering Rasi Tulya Navamsha, you are saying the
The problem,
sexual drive, or
Prashant, the problem is what, I have taught at least 100 lectures on Rashi. I just said one simple thing on Rashi Tulya Navamsha. Now people are jumping on Rashi Tulya. You've left all the Rashi thing. I'll ask you 10 questions on Rashi. Can you please answer on the nakshatras that I have taught? No, right? Don't take me
no,
wrong.
no, sir, I just wanted to clarify, depending on Rasi Tulya Navamsha, you told the sexual drive, or depending on the
From
just Navamsha?
both the places you will know.
Okay, from both the places, it is true.
Both the places you will know. You will see.
Okay.
Look at the Maithuna of the third house. Okay, third house,
Mhm.
third lord is placed in the 11th house. 11th house are acquaintances. Okay, 11th
Okay.
house is a very loose house. Any planet placed there is going to go for Ishtapurti. Okay,
Okay.
11th house
Okay.
is a Ishtapurti sign.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so it is
Okay.
very different in Navamsha. You cannot use the same principles of Rashi chart on Navamsha chart. The chart principles will completely differ. Okay, whoever
Okay.
has
Okay.
learnt a little bit in Telugu, maybe I think they know a few things. Even there, I have still not covered all the aspects, because seldom I take charts of people who I mean, don't take me wrong. I'm not very interested in people, or how do I say this? Who has multiple relationships, etc. I'm not very keen on such people. Multiple marriages, yes, I'm very interested, because I want to see. That has been my basic interest. Okay, I want to see what I.
Sir, can I ask a question?
You can ask.
Yeah, sir, I wanted to know, like, we are discussing this chart on the basis of brahmacharya.
No, chart came up. What do you have to see first?
Yeah, no, like it is said that he wants to follow, like the person wants to follow Vivekananda on the path of being a brahmacharya, not getting married.
वो कह रहे के लिए कुछ भी कहेंगे ना लोग.
हाँ सर, मैं वही बोल रही थी कि ब्रह्मचार्य का तो कुछ लग ही नहीं रहा है. अगर वो मल्टीपल रिलेशनशिप में, तो वो ब्रह्मचार्य फॉलो कैसे करेगा?
हाँ, वो कहने के लिए कुछ भी कहेंगे लोग. तो अल्टीमेटली यू हैव टू डिसाइड वेदर व्हाट ही इज सेइंग इज राइट और रॉन्ग. But see, there is the lagna, right? The lagna is Bharni.
Yes.
So this person is actually oscillating between Bharni and Swati now. His lagna is Bharni.
Yes.
Okay. He
Lagna
wants,
Lord Dispositor is in Swati.
yeah, in Swati. Okay, these two are two extremes.
Okay.
Swati wants to get married, wants to live a very happy, balanced life, because Swati is the balance.
Achha.
Right?
Okay. Yes.
Bharni is someone who's looking at only one side of the whole picture, where he wants to stay unmarried, wants to be wants to be a person where when I get noise, right, I somehow lose the whole thing. So Bharni is the person who does not want to do usual things. Okay, or he will be a very learned man. You ask this person knows most of the things. He will know a lot of philosophy. Everything is right about him, but the only thing is, the disbalance is when you have your Lagna Lord Dispositor in the extreme opposite sign, and also all other planets are influencing. If you see, I have still not taught Jupiter, 6th house. If you see all other planets, look at all those planets. Mars in the 4th house. What did we learn about Mars in the 4th house? Person has to leave the house, right? Person has to give away the comfort zone, correct? There's
Correct, sir.
so many things.
సార్ టూ ఇన్సిడెంట్స్ చెప్తాను సార్.
Role in this, sir?
No, the person wants to give some feedback. Just give me a second. Now, Reddy
Hello.
garu cheppandi.
సార్ ఇతను పార్ట్నర్షిప్ లో హాస్టల్ బిజినెస్ చేస్తున్నాడు, కానీ ఇతనికి డబ్బులు బాగా వస్తున్నాయి సార్ బిజినెస్ లో.
వస్తాయి మరి. స్వాతిలో మూన్ ఉన్నాడుగా.
ఆ, అదొకటి.
ఆపర్చునిటీ వెతుక్కుంటూ వస్తుంది. పార్ట్నర్షిప్ లో చేస్తాడు. మూన్ ఉందిగా.
అవును. అదొకటి. ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఇతనికి రాహు లిబ్రాలో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇతనికి యాక్సిడెంట్ జరిగింది సార్, కానీ ఇతనికేమీ కాలేదు. ఇతనితో పాటు ఉన్న పర్సన్ కి డేంజర్ అయింది.
Okay. So for the interest of other people, I'm not taught dashas, so I'm not getting into the details of it. However, the reported thing is, one is he's doing a business, okay, because it's anybody can say, see, Swati, moon is there, right? You have easily opportunity that can be grabbed up. We've talked about this in Swati. The person will grab a lot of opportunities that come across in life. He'll be interested in business. 7th house, Swati. Right? We can also see the D10 just in case you know how to see D10. See this D10. The Lagna Lord is with the moon. So the person is running a hostel kind of a thing in the 4th house. So Lagna Lord in the 4th house. Moon is Mercury is children. Sagittarius is a college or a school. See the D10. Okay. Moon is also a place to live. 4th house. So he's running a hostel. You can easily connect all of these things back here. Okay, you can also pull back that Lagna here and check how it is, the Lagna Lord here and check how it is doing. Also check from here as well, who is the D10 Lord here. D10 Lord is Saturn. You can check it back in D10 here. Okay, 10th Lord is Saturn. Check it back here. He is in the 8th house. So the person is not willing to do a regular job. He is either in a business or in a career which has a lot of breaks, okay? Or he is doing a business from the money that he has obtained from the family. So many things you can predict. If it doesn't match, right, then you have to move the time here and there. So if the Lagna moves in the D10 also, you will know that if it moves into Tula or the Libra, the whole picture will change. Okay, he will be into a regular job because Venus is in the 6th house, right? He will be into a regular job, or he will sit at a place where the hostel is, even if he's running a hostel. But 12th house, it's difficult to run a hospital. It is more easy to run a hostel. It's more easier to run a hospital because it spices also. Look, you have to ask questions, otherwise you will just miss the bus. If you cannot follow, I cannot help.
Sir, one more thing I wanted to ask.
Yes.
Sir, ascendant being in Bharni and ascendant Lord being in Bharni, what will the difference come while predicting, sir?
I'm not using ascendant Lord Nakshatra at all. Let your Lagna Lord be in Bharni. I don't mind. I'll not talk about it to describe the Lagna. I will only use the Lagna Lord's dispositus Nakshatra.
Okay, and sir, the dispositor of Lagna Lord being in Bharni, how different? What will be the difference then?
I can't say like this. Because you need to see at the other side also, right? You can take how I usually do is, the dispositor of the Lagna Lord is about 70% or 60% of the result will come from there. 60% is your dispositor of your Lagna Lord. 30% is your Lagna degrees. Okay. Then comes your Lagna Lord. 10%. That will establish your theme of life. Besides that, just check all the Rashis. Okay. Check if any Lord of a Rashi is holding more planets. That means, for example, in this case, count planets. Mercury and Rahu are in Mars signs. Okay, Martian signs, Mercury and Rahu, so 2 planets. Venusian signs, 2 planets, Ketu and Moon. Okay. Mercurian sign, only one planet. Okay. Jupiterian signs, only one planet. Saturnian signs, two planets. It will so happen that one planet becomes a dispositor of many planets. So then forget Lagna, forget everything. That particular nakshatra becomes very important, which disposits many planets. Maybe that planet is still unknown, but let us suppose you have all the planets in Capricorn and Saturn is in Uttara Nakshatra, Uttara Phalguni. Now, Uttara Phalguni becomes very, very important. Okay. Understood? Anybody has a question?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now, based on all these three things, now this chart is actually equipoised. Okay. You have two planets, two planets, two planets, two planets. Nowhere more than two planets, one planet is dispositing. So I have just taken Swati to be more and more active. So this person will get lot of business opportunities in life. Okay. And added to that, there will be Bharani. If he is not following dharma, there will be a lot of difficulties in life. What do we give him as a remedy is follow proper dharma, which is very difficult right now for him. Ustad.
So, why will we say that follow dharma instead of follow independence? Because in Swati, it is all about independence. And you said the dispositor decides 70% of the theme. So, why are we giving the advice as per the Lagna Nakshatra instead of the dispositor's Nakshatra?
Very good question. So, look at the Swati. Swati does not punish the person. Okay. Bharani is a nakshatra available only to punish the person. Okay. You have an active Bharani and you don't follow dharma. You are bound to receive punishment from there. Today you are young, to you in the sense this person is young. He may be committing a lot of sins, but what happens? Yama comes into picture only after the age is adding up, because that is where the Saturn is debilitated, right? So it's a Saturn active nakshatra. So it will take some time for it to couple up all the sins, and then it is going to give him a punishment. Swati rather is a very soft nakshatra. Even if you don't follow dharma, that's why independence is Swati. Independence is Swati. Does not, I mean, you cannot say corrupt all your morals, be like a bull and do whatever you want without having any morals, correct? Anybody comes up to astrological help, you do not advise him. You have multiple relationships in your life. If you're doing it, you're not an astrologer. Understood?
And so what I understood is you have to look for the nakshatra which can punish him for wrongdoing in his chart.
Correct.
Even if it was not Bharni, let's say it was Shatabisha or some other Krura nakshatra which can dispense the punishment. We'll look at that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So even if, let's say, Punarvasu, you are giving 30% here. If Bharani was there instead of Punarvasu, so punishment will come through the fourth house. That's what you meant to say.
Not necessarily. Bharani will give punishments on the part of dharma, on following dharma.
That I understood.
Yeah. So punishment will come from the ninth house, right? What does dharma represent? Your fortune, ninth house.
Okay, okay. That also I understood.
Yeah. So your wealth is going to go. Your all your girlfriends are going to vanish one day, and they'll say, "Look, you're done." Right? You have to be careful. Don't think where Bharani is there, from their punishment will come.
No, I am thinking that punishment will come from punishment dispensing nakshatra in the chart.
No, even if it is Bharani, Bharani may not still give the punishment. Mula may give the punishment. Okay, when this comes to dashas, I'll explain. It is not as straightforward as you're thinking.
Yeah, I got it. It is not straightforward. It will come with time.
It will come with time.
Okay.
Mula may still give the punishment. because I see a punishment will come from Mula here. It comes from the Dharma. The father is unhappy, the gurus are unhappy. He wants to take up sannyasa or stuff like that with, and the kind of acts he is doing is exactly opposite to what he's supposed to do, right?
Right.
Hello, sir.
Mhm.
Can I tell one more trait on Swati? Like, if we give more options, they will be confused to choose the option which one is the best for them.
Right, but that happens more with, okay, this can happen with moon also. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and one more thing, they look for perfect, like he might be in like choosing which one will be the perfect
That is
person
what
for
he is
him.
doing. That is what he's doing. He
Okay.
is getting into one girl. He's not liking that girl. He's leaving that girl. He's
Yeah.
getting into another girl. He's not. It's like a monkey on different branches of a tree. I have explained this. Okay.
Yeah.
Swati
Okay.
is like having many branches, and monkey is jumping on from one branch to the other, from one branch to the other. It bites one custard on one. Okay, jammi phala. What do we call custard apple, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The monkey is on a custard apple tree. It is jumping from one branch to other. It is actually spoiling the whole tree. Actually, it needs only one apple. It still
Yeah.
is trying to spoil the whole tree. That is what Swati can be. Okay.
Okay.
If you can look at, nobody has told me this. Both Mars and Saturn are aspecting the moon, the 7th house. Okay. The 4th house, 4th aspect of Mars, 10th aspect of Saturn. Okay. These two are very karmic, right? What does 4th house of 4th aspect of Mars will do? It will say, it will keep advising to change, right? Or it will throw the people out of comfort zone, the 4th house aspect of Mars. 10th house aspect of Saturn is more karmic. You have to be very careful in that house. I've still not covered Saturn, so when it comes up, I'll tell you. So whatever you see, you should be able to decipher from either from the planet or from the nakshatra. Because the moment you see Bharani, you will say, look, if the person is following a dharma, then there is a big problem, right? What can be the remedy that we can give to this person? Please go and visit Kamakhya, first place. And second is, settle down with one girl, choose one girl, ask, what do you call mercy in front of the God for all those sins that he has committed, and stick to one girl. Okay. This is what can be possible. You have to ask.
So which god?
Go to Kamakhya. Okay. Or
there he has to repent.
yes. Go to Kamakhya and do the remedy there. You can do remedy. You can leave all your ego, because all these things can happen only if your ego is very big, right? And the person actually needs a lot of emotional support through the opposite gender, because he does not have emotional support. You can see Saturn aspecting Cancer, Saturn also aspecting the moon, Saturn is also influencing Venus. You see, emotion comes from the 4th house. Two planets are responsible for the 4th house. One is moon, the alternate is Venus. You take any signification, there will be two planets. First house, Jupiter and Mercury. 4th house, Venus and moon. 7th house, Saturn and Rahu. 10th house, Sun and Mars. Okay. Why I have not covered about all the other houses is because all the other houses are in trines to these 4 houses. These are the Kendras. Okay. So Kendras are extremely important. Any house is in a problem, it will look for the Kendra. Whatever is in Kendra to it from the Lagna, whatever is in Kona to it, which falls in a Kendra from the Lagna, the planet or the problem will look for support from there. Okay. So your emotional thing will depend on two things. One is moon and Venus, and also 4th house and 7th house. Now you see, Saturn and Mars are aspecting all of them. Moon is aspected by Mars. Moon is aspected by Saturn. Moon is aspected by Venus is aspected by Mars. Saturn is conjoined Venus. Both Venus and Moon are spoiled. Now look at fourth house. Fourth house, Mars is placed. Saturn is aspecting. Seventh house, I mean the Libra. The Libra is aspected by Mars, also Saturn. So all four on the emotional side are gone. Okay, but this man becomes extremely practical person. He does not, at one point of time, all his water will dry up and he'll say, I don't need any emotional support. He'll become very rigid. Okay, I think that is what the person was describing. He's already rigid, does not want to listen to anyone. Shyamala.
Sir, is it because Saturn is aspecting the Cancer, which is a watery sign? Is it why he will become rigid?
No. Water, right? Water will drive you. You need some emotion also, right? Your mother says something, you may not like it, but you will still follow. Why? Because you have some respect towards your mother. Your father will say something, you may not still like it, but you will at least do 50% of that job because you are emotionally attached to them. You cannot say no to them, correct?
Right.
So you need some emotion also. It is not that you have to be only practical. See, you need a balance in everything. All the four houses, you need some or the other thing.
Right.
So you cannot have an eccentricity wherein, I'm very good at one subject, but I'm very poor in maths. So will your teacher pass you in the 10th class? No, right? You're bound to fail.
Sir, and even Mars is in 0 degrees, no, sir? So will it make any impact?
See, look at this Lagna. The Lagna is at 15 degrees. So even if you do the Bhava Chalita, it will still be there only. It is not going to move.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So does red Mars will make any difference? Will we see that also, sir?
It
Like-
will make some difference because Mars is even more powerful and more expressive now.
Yes.
That is why the person is not having any rules, etc. Fourth house deals with the least rules because it's in the darkness, right?
Yes.
10th house is the light, and fourth house is the darkness. Fourth house is the morals. 10th house is what you do at the office. So your morals can go correct.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Ustad.
So one more thing which is related to Mars over here is his Tithi. His Tithi Lord is Mars, which is the water element in the chart. And also the Moon's dispositor is hammed between Saturn and Mars. Not only Moon, but dispositor also.
Absolutely correct.
So,
absolutely correct.
so one thing do you know the person?
I don't know. I mean, I only got this.
Oh.
I do not know any of the people who are there in the class. Okay.
Okay.
I do not
Okay.
know them. I don't even know their real names as well. Okay. I don't emphasize on that.
No, I wanted to know whether this guy has, I think he has a spiritual potential because A9 is falling in 12th house rather than A7 or anything like that. So I think he will get so frustrated with life.
Don't use Gemini Garka so easily. They're very difficult to understand. A9 in the 12th house,
Okay.
yes, spirituality can be there, but always use the Arudha Lagna first, and then from there you have to see how much spiritual he is. You have to first use Arudha Lagna, then use the Padas. Okay. Look at the Arudha Lagna. Arudha Lagna is in the Cancer, which has Mars in it, and Saturn is aspecting it, Venus and Saturn. This can bring in spirituality also. Ketu is in trines to it. Okay. Venus, Saturn, and Ketu in trines to Arudha Lagna or 7th of Arudha Lagna can also make the person a saint. Okay. But it is in the wrong places. Okay. Because Venus does not like Saturn. I'll explain when I'm explaining Venus. Saturn likes Venus very much. Venus does not like Saturn for very obvious reason. Saturn is very unclean and Venus is a very rich person. Okay. If Nikola, if the fellow Tesla guy, what's his name? he walks up to a village which is very poor in the Africa, he may still donate money because he may have a big heart, but he cannot sit alongside them and have a meal. You cannot, right? He cannot sit alongside them in those dirty clothes. He cannot sit and have a meal. Have you understood what I said?
Yes.
But this person, I don't think he will have respite from anywhere, because in D9 also Mars is with Saturn.
The problem
Lord is also Mars.
look, Ustad, the problem is probably people will see, why a lot of people do not do examples publicly or do keep them outside. Is a lot of people will listen and they don't want to hear bad. Okay, so refrain from such statements. I think the person is very, very practical. If he wishes that he wants to correct himself, because Bharani is something which can correct himself very easily, because Bharani knows the whole dharma. What is right and what is wrong, you need not teach Bharani. Bharani is an expert on it. You don't have to teach. Okay, so they know it very well. The only thing is they have to feel it for themselves that yes, this is the need of the hour. Let me not do something wrong. Okay, you can also look at the other things, like if you want to see how his father is, look at the father thing. Look at the 9th house. Okay, 9th house has sun in the Moola. Okay, so 9th house has some planet in the Moola, so always take that planet also. What does Moola say? Moola can say very attached to parents or very detached to parents, right? Because the person is questioning the Moolas. Moolas means from wherever he came. Where from he came? He came from the parents. So he's questioning the parents. Okay, that's the 9th house. Now look at the 9th house cusp. Okay, no problem. You don't have to tell me that you're dropping off. You can drop off. I'll put this on the YouTube. So 9th house cusp. The 9th house cusp is, where is it? It's in the Purvashada, right? What is Purvashada? Purvashada is Ganga, right? Purvashada is Ganga. It would remain okay as long as a few conditions are met. So the person may insist that a few conditions are there, or the father is insisting that these are the conditions, or the father and mother have put conditions to each other. So the person is not very happy with how their parents are getting along with each other. Even that can be possible. Also look at the 9th lord dispositor. 9th lord is Jupiter. Jupiter placed in Hasta. Dispositor is Mercury. Mercury is in the nakshatra of Anuradha. So the person, the father is a very friendly person. Okay, the father is a friendly person, or father has followed the path of Radha, wherein the father became a scapegoat in something. There is some or the documents could be missing. There's so many things that you can talk about this. Okay, some documents are missing for the home, or maybe when he entered into a business partnership, because it's in the 8th house, maybe the father entered into a business partnership or something where he became a scapegoat in life, and he's a little unsuccessful. Okay, these are a few things which you can look at. You can look at the mother. Mother is 4th house. In the 4th house, what do you have? You have Pushya. Okay, so you have Pushya, and also you have Punarvasu, because there is a planet. Lagna Lord is in Punarvasu. You can look for traits in Punarvasu and Pushya. Pushya and Punarvasu and all these Ashlesha, all 3 nakshatras are about the mothers who were raising their children. Punarvasu is Aditi, who was raising her children when Kashyapa was doing a lot of tapa, right? So the mother is very strict. Now Bharani on the Lagna, and mother very strict. Okay, because there is a planet. If the house was empty, it was a lot easier, right? Now go back to these houses where Shravana and Venus are there. Okay, Venus, Shravana also represents what? It represents Garuda. Garuda is also, mother was very, very instrumental in bringing up Garuda. Okay, so those two planets are from the Shravana are also aspecting the fourth house. So mother will be very, very strict. So you cannot complain that the native is bad because it's because of the upbringing as well, right? So maybe the parents were very strict in the child, for whatever reasons, ultimately this came up. Any more questions anybody has?
No, sir, no more questions. But I think the solution to his chart is only repentance.
I would like to make a comment, sir.
Yes.
On the issue of spirituality, you made a point that he is equipoised. And I wonder whether you also look at this from Chandra Lagna, because my point is that Moksha Trikon has malefics from Lagna. But from Chandra Lagna, the 4, 8, 12, they have lots of supporting planets. Like Jupiter is in 12th house, Ketu is in 8th house. And the fourth from Moon has Shani in its own Rashi. So I think this man is actually, from Moon, basically his intention is to have moksha, but from Lagna he is not being supported. That's what I was thinking. Is it?
No. Okay. Why did you say that? Okay. Do you think, malefics in the 4, 8, 12, the person cannot attain moksha? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, that is what I.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
That is a very generic statement. It will not work universally. It will
Agreed.
not work universally. Okay. So anybody who has 4, 8, 12 malefics, not necessarily that he is a bad person. You cannot conclude it from there. Impossible. Okay.
No, I'm not going there to call him a bad person, but I'm saying in terms of attaining, you see, like his moksha trikon is afflicted. Can I not say that?
No.
Like,
no, you cannot say that. You heard it well. You cannot say that. If you see, if you see the when you're talking about moksha, okay, although the word is just 2-lettered, it's a very big word. What does moksha mean?
so basically, it literally is made up of 2 words. Moh achai, the decay of attachment. We can say it. I mean, I'm not going into the spiritual deep meaning of moksha because that will be a long conversation.
No, my question is, what do you mean by moksha? In this case, what were you intending? I didn't get that.
This person follows Vivekananda. So my point is, he basically wants to abandon the domestic usual life and, want to pursue deeper meaning of life. He wants to seek the deeper meanings of, what bothers him.
No.
So
this is what you are thinking. Okay. Now, there are so many people who follow Vivekananda for different reasons. There can be one guy who would say, look, Vivekananda is the person who has established a big fame in the US or in the West. So I like him for it. Okay. You are thinking it from the moksha angle, not necessarily the person who is having this horoscope is thinking from that angle. Okay. Do you follow what I said?
I do. And I am not necessarily saying that I'm trying to, reconcile with what this person is doing. But what I'm trying to understand is that this person is conflicted between getting married, settling down versus,
That's what I
staying
said.
open.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to. Then I happened to notice
you mixed it up with moksha. Okay, because moksha is a very big term. I do not want to use it. Okay, if you want to say, because moksha means not having another janma. Okay, that is moksha. Are you intending that?
Yeah. No, I'm not going that far because we don't even know whether we will get. I mean, that is scientifically difficult to verify.
Exactly. So you cannot verify it. Yes, correct.
Yeah, I'm staying with vernacular meaning. Moksha is basically you are losing attachment to certain signification. That's how I'm taking it.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a huge loose translations for this. So let us not use that word. Instead, say that this person wants to get detached. It is much easier to understand. Okay.
Let's do that. Yes.
Yeah.
I think
okay.
that justifies with what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Basically, the house has malefic, the 4th house has malefics, the 12th has mixed influence from Lagna. It has Jupiter's aspect, but Jupiter is Dagda Rashi Lord. And Rahu, if we take the trine of Rahu, so it has it has mixed influence. But from Moon, he has some support because Ketu is again, Ketu gives detachment and it gets aspected by Jupiter. So from Moon, I think he has these spiritual tendencies uh, that also gets highlighted. That's how I was thinking. And there is one last question. I'm moving to a different subject very quickly. If I had to conclude whether this person will get married, how do we move to that conclusion?
Okay, there are two things. Okay, half of the thing I'm not still very clear about what you asked for on the moksha thing, but we will just move on for the sake of time. We can talk about it sometime later. There are two
Yes.
things that you have to check. One is go to this unmarried article, brahmacharya article. Check whether there is the brahmacharya yoga in it. If it is not, then you can time for marriage. I have done another article on timing of marriage. You can come here, check timing marriage, and they work very well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
These are those things, and they will work very well. I'm not going into the timing of this. Okay, because there can be a few exceptions. Probably have not written down there. But 19, because this is a chart wherein the person is completely on the two sides of the extremes. So he may still be married. He may still get the same thoughts after getting married, etc. Because you have so many things I'm seeing here, even in the Navamsha. Once we get into Navamsha, I'll explain those things. Any more questions anybody has?
Sir,
Hello. Long time. Yes.
Actually, I remember in one of the Telugu class where you said, where we discussed in that chart, Jupiter is in the 7th house. Upon discussing that chart, by looking into the chart, you said that this boy it's not so sexually drive towards his wife. That's why his wife left him. At the time I asked you, how come you say that? You said that it's because Jupiter is connected to the 7th house.
Yeah.
In Navamsha.
Correct.
And again, now you are telling that 7th lord and Jupiter connection will bring a lot of sexual rise.
Yeah, there is a lot of sexual need for the person. I'm saying the same thing.
At that time, you said that this person is not sexually connected to his wife.
It can bring extremes, man.
Okay, sir. Then how to find out to which extreme he is there?
I'm not very comfortable teaching these aspects. Okay, that is my problem. When I'm teaching Navamsha, I'll tell you. But see, why peep into personal lives of people so much? Okay, it depends on. I'll give you a simple hint. It depends on the Rashi. Okay, you have a Gemini Rashi. Read the Rashi in Sanskrit. Mithuna, that means Maithuna. Okay, so the person has a higher libido. Okay, if you apply simple things, the results are going to come. Exactly opposite to it, there is Sagittarius Rashi. So it is more highly morals, high on a lot of things. You need to know how a dharmic life is led. So how olden people used to live. Okay, and all that.
Right, sir.
Okay, sir.
Got
In
it,
that
sir.
case, Jupiter is in Leo.
Hmm.
Aquarius, sir. Navamsha Lagnam is Aquarius, sir.
Right. So Saturn is an old man, right? You need to know simple things.
Okay.
రెడ్డి గారు కెన్ వి ఇది యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చా? యూట్యూబ్ లో పెట్టచ్చా? మీరు ఇచ్చిన చార్ట్ పెట్టకూడదా?
సార్ పెట్టచ్చు సార్, ఎటువంటి ప్రాబ్లం లేదు.
ఓకే ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. మీకు ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్ ఉందా చార్ట్ మీద?
అంటే నాకు ఒక చిన్న డౌట్ అవుతుంది సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఆ లగ్నాలాంటి వచ్చేసి పునర్వసు కదా, అతను అన్డెవలప్మెంట్ లో ఉంటాడు కదా. హలో,
ఏమిటది అన్డెవలప్మెంట్ లో ఉంటాం?
అంటే బిజినెస్ లో కొంతకాలం తర్వాత నష్టపోతాడు కదా, పునర్వసు.
అవును,
అప్ అండ్ డౌన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్.
ఉంటాయి.
ఆ, అంటే మరి దగ్గర వ్యక్తుల ద్వారా అంటే పార్ట్నర్స్ ద్వారా మోసపోతాడు కదా.
అవును, అవును,
ఓకే.
దాన్ని మార్చలేము.
ఆ,
అతనికి ఏం చెప్తారంటే, మీరు వెళ్ళి మీకు బాగా దగ్గర వ్యక్త,
మా మేనమామ కొడుకు సార్.
అంత దగ్గర వాళ్ళు, ఎమోషనల్ గా టచ్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు జాతకాలు ఇవ్వకుండా ఉంటే మంచిది. ఓకే,
లేదు, ఎటువంటి ప్రాబ్లం లేదు.
ఓకే, ఓకే. వాళ్ళకి ఏం చెప్తారంటే, మీరు కామాఖ్య వెళ్ళి రండి అని చెప్పండి. అది రెమెడీ.
ఓకే ఓకే
ఓకే,
ఓకే.
కొంచెం జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండమని చెప్పండి. రిలేషన్షిప్స్ అన్ని వదిలిపెట్టమని చెప్పండి.
ఓకే. 100% మీరు చెప్పింది మొత్తం మ్యాచ్ అయిపోయింది సార్. ఫాదర్ గాని మదర్ గాని
అచ్చా,
మొత్తం వాళ్ళ ఫాదరు చాలా కూల్ పర్సన్.
ఓకే. మదర్ బాగా స్ట్రిక్ట్ ఉన్నారా లేదా?
ఎస్, కరెక్ట్. 100% మ్యాచ్ అయిపోయింది. ఈక్వల్, మొత్తం టోటల్ మ్యాచ్ అయిపోయింది.
ఓకే, గుడ్ గుడ్ గుడ్.
1% కూడా డిఫరెన్స్ లేదు ఎక్కడ. చాట్.
Very good. Okay. So the man is saying, I don't know the individual, the first chart that we have talked. So he says, we've talked about the first chart. So the father is, a very helpful person and all that. Anuradha we talked about. The mother is very strict, we've talked about. Everything is matching, okay, in his case. All right.
వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ కి కంటిన్యూస్ గా హెల్త్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది సార్, చాలా ఇయర్స్ నుంచి.
అనురాధ నక్షత్రం వినండి, అది దాంట్లో రెమెడీస్ ఇచ్చుంటాను, చెయ్యండి.
ఓకే ఓకే
ఓకే, అనురాధ ఇచ్చుంటాను రెమెడీస్. ఒకవేళ మీకు డౌట్ ఉంటే అడగని చెప్తా.
ఓకే సార్.
సరే
సార్, కామాఖ్య టెంపుల్ విజిట్ ఎందుకు చెప్పారు సార్? అది రెమెడీగా?
భరణి. For Bharani, the best remedy is go to Kamakhya. Kama Akhya. That means Kama is sexual lust. Akhya is the arc or the eye. Okay. So go to Kamakhya. The sexual lust is going to be burnt. That is the remedy that he needs. So ask him to go to Kamakhya. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ustad.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Ustad, tell me.
Thank you, sir.
One last
Thank
question.
you, sir.
Since Kamakhya is used for burning the sexual lust, can we use it for the nakshatras like Purva Falguni also? Or is it Bharani specific only?
The specific Bharani. Purva Falguni is not sexual lust.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in the next class. I think we have to move now. Thank you.
Okay.